I often see people all the time complaining that they can't get consistent characters or consistent locations when using different AI tools. And I regret to inform you that this might actually be a skill issue and not a model issue. But luckily, your boy Ian is here to help. I've got some helpful tips and tricks to make sure that your generations are way more consistent across the board. So stick around to the end. We're going to learn something today. Let's jump into it. Look, you're absolutely right. All right. Historically, one of the biggest pain points of using generative AI has been the lack of consistency between shots. Look, I get it. It's hard to get things to look consistent from image to image. And while that problem still kind of exists today, the models and the methods and everything are getting a lot better. And I'm here to give you the tips and tricks in order to navigate it to get your images and videos looking better. In the video description below, you will find a link. That link will take you to a custom Runway workflow that I have built to make this tutorial. You can copy that workflow into your Runway account and you can just steal all the stuff that I've already made so that you can make your images more consistent. But we are going to dive in and kind of look at the intricacies and kind of my methods around how to do this stuff. But before we jump in, I just want you to keep in mind that at some point, I'm going to ask you for a comment in the comment section below, a like on this video, or a subscribe to the channel if you're new, but I don't want you to do it unless you actually liked the video. So stick around to the end if you liked it. I'm going to ask for those things. If you didn't, we can go our separate ways. It's totally fine. Open up your Runway link in the video description below. Whatever you want to do, we're getting started. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are inside of Runway. We are in the workflow section of the application. And if you use the link in the video description below, it will take you to this exact workflow. And you can hit the button that says copy to account somewhere up here for you in order to use this yourself. But we're going to go through all of these different methods. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different methods of achieving varying levels of consistency across the board between characters and locations. Starting off in the top left-hand corner, let's take a look at this. This is kind of like the introduction to character consistency, and this is kind of how I see people doing it right now. There are some pros and cons to this, but let me walk you through kind of what this node tree is doing. So these 3 nodes right here are basically telling the model, the character to build. So this is my prompt here, very simple. An alternative looking woman with blue hair. She wears overalls standing against a neutral backdrop. I am then running that into a Claude LLM node with a system prompt that's just telling it to enhance the user's description so it's more detailed, right? That's pretty much all this is doing. And then I get this nice big prompt, and that prompt is being fed into a Nano Banana Pro node in order to get my character image. And so this is our character that we're going to start off with. And then from here, we feed that image into 2 more Nano Banana Pro nodes along with a diagram. So this node is receiving our character image and the diagram, instructing it to have the character looking to the left and looking to the right with the prompt of show me this exact character standing according to the diagram provided, which we get these 2 images here. And then finally, we are compiling them into like a character headshot sheet in this last Nano Banana Pro node to get the 3 kind of poses that we're going to need in order to do more image generation. There are some things about these images that are very impressive. For example, the freckle on her neck is in the exact right spot here, right? That tiny little consistency between shots looks amazing. There's a lot of other consistencies too, but one of the things that I often see with this method is kind of misplacing very small details like jewelry. So in our center image here, we have her nose ring on our left, her right, but in the left profile, you can see it's on the wrong side of her nose. So now we are looking at double nose rings here. And of course, you can go into Photoshop or use Nano Banana to get rid of the nose ring or ask it to edit out any of the inconsistencies that you see. But this method is going to get you to about 95 to 99% consistency across your character shots. And if 99% is not enough for you, which I understand, sometimes it's not, I have another method. Don't worry. We've got plenty. So if we go to the node right to the right of that, we are actually going to use a video node in order to generate our profile shots. Not very many people think to do this, but when you use image to video, that video is now going to be very consistent from start to finish, especially because all of the models are really starting to get a whole lot better. So you can use the video node in order to generate your images, which will get you to 100% consistency and efficiency. So check this out. We have our same character image, and then we are running that into a VO 3.1 node with the prompt, the lifelike wax figure rotates a full 360 degrees on a turntable, which is going to give us this video. We now have a nice 360 degree rotation plate where that character is going to stay completely consistent from start to finish. That video is now being fed into extract frame nodes, and we are extracting the left profile and the right profile from the video. and then compiling that into our character creation sheet here, and that is going to stay consistent. You can see the nose ring issue that we have, right? It's not there, but it is here. This is consistent. So this is going to get you a lot closer, but what you make up for in consistency, you might give up a little bit in fidelity. So what you could do is you could take these images, you could run it through an upscaling pass if you really wanted to each their own, dealer's choice, whatever you want to do. Another method that is very powerful for generating consistent scenes, not necessarily characters, but scenes, is having the image be generated in tiles. So you can see here that I have instructed this Nano Banana Pro node, which is generating in 4K resolution. I am giving it this grid, and I'm saying scene 1, wide, medium, close, scene 2, medium, medium, close, scene 3, medium, close, establishing wide. And I'm basically telling it to populate the grid with the different scenes. And so you can take a look at this prompt yourself. I'm not going to go through it in extreme detail, but essentially what Nano Banana Pro outputs is a series of images that are all following the scene of this like robot sushi chef in Japan that's kind of making this sushi at a food stall, right? And you can see that we have this like coffee maker on the right-hand side of the robot. It's consistent across all the shots. All of these look very consistent. And so then obviously having one image with 9 images in it isn't really going to be useful. So the next stage of this workflow is actually just upscaling every single one of those images individually so that we end up with the individual images in 2K resolution that I can then take and feed to an image to video model. And all of those images are going to be consistent across the board because we generated the scene at the same time. Why does this work? When the model goes to generate the image, it knows the character that's supposed to be in all the panels, and it knows that it should be the same, and knows that the location should be the same because the output for that model is just one image, even though that image contains 9 images within it. So you're kind of tricking the system a little bit, and you're kind of getting the model to produce more consistency through this little hack, and then you're upscaling each one of those images individually to then go and animate with. Is it a perfect system? No. Does it work really well most of the time? Yeah, it does. So choose to do that if you'd like. I do like doing this method, especially for scenes, but it's totally up to you. All right, let's move on. So the other method here is just having an LLM describe the crap out of your character in a very, very detailed way. So here you can see we have this like weird character guy in the character portrait that we generated from earlier. And then we have this system prompt, describe the details of the subject, including small details that make it unique, include hair color, length, and blah, 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 right? So then Claude outputs this very, very detailed description. And then that is running into a combined text node and another Claude node, and then a JSON parsing node, essentially giving us 5 different scenes that this character is going to be featured in using this text prompt here. So the creature is shopping at a supermarket for various items. Once we go all the way to the JSON parsing node, you can see the prompts for each one of these images, and then those prompts are being piped into the Nano Banana Pro nodes so that we get the image outputs that we see here. And my character is going to be consistent because I am providing the model with the front, left, and right profile shots so that my character is going to remain consistent from start to finish. And this is just a really easy way to kind of like over describe. But again, we're going to have similar issues. Because the model couldn't see the like very lower half of his body, it's going to hallucinate this part of his outfit. So maybe there's 3 buttons here. You can see that there's not 3 buttons here, not 3 buttons here, not 3 buttons here. So those elements are going to be inconsistent because we are starting with this image where the model couldn't see the 3 buttons on the lower leg. So if you are going to do this, you might want to opt to do full body character portraits so that the model understands what the whole character is supposed to look like. But as you start to back things up, you're going to start to lose resolution and lose a little bit of detail the wider your shot is. So pick your poison here, kind of experiment with different methods. This is really going to help you out in the long run, right? And then last but not least, we have the same method of using a video model in order to explore locations to keep it more consistent. So this is our starting image here, a living room, and then I am piping that into a VO node and saying pan the camera to the left, revealing more of the room. The camera remains in a fixed position, only panning to the left. Same thing here, panning to the right. And then that is giving us these videos of the camera panning to different parts of the room. And then I have extract last frame nodes that are extracting the last frame from each video and then rerunning it again so that I end up with some images that are more or less consistent in the room. So you can actually combine all of these things together to like move a virtual camera around a room extract all of the frames, and then use Nano Banana Pro to put your characters in the different parts of that room, and you're going to keep it consistent the whole time. The lighting direction is going to be consistent, where things are in the room is going to be consistent, because you're basically creating like a 3D virtual map by using this method. So definitely go and check out all of these different methods here. Again, link in the video description below for you to use this workflow to your whimsy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of my best practice tips and tricks for getting consistent characters inside of Runway. And with that, hopefully this overview has been beneficial to you for all of your creative endeavors and getting your characters and/or locations to look more consistent for your creative projects. And again, this workflow is available to you in the video description below if you want to copy it into your Runway account and just use everything that I've built, or you can use the knowledge that you learned in today's video to build your own. Up to you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, is the time for you to decide. Did you actually like this video or not? If you did, I would love a comment in the comment section below, a thumbs up on this video, and a subscribe to the channel if you're new, because it helps me, it kind of, motivates me to make more content, and it helps my channel grow. If you didn't like this video, don't do any of those things, but if you're still watching the video right now, that means that your retention is also helping the algorithm for me, so thank you. Anyways, my name is Ian, this is Learn How to Generate Stuff, and I will see you in the next one.